Before there ever was a Daron D Haynesworth, there was a Daron D Haynesworth. And since his birth in 1961, there hasn't been one to set foot on earth with such strength, with such love, and such honor, in my opinion. Now, I may be a bit biased being that he is my father, but I'm perfectly willing and prepared to make you admire him the way that I do. There are few on this earth more prepared to commemorate him than me, as I've known him my whole life, and I share the precious burden of continuing his legacy. Today I present to you my greatest inspiration, and I hope to inspire a resurgence in the value of faith, love, and family. If you would ask anyone probably 40 years ago if Deke, as they call him, would be anything close to what he is today, you would likely get a hysterical no. Growing up in the streets of Detroit in the 1970s, hustling was a way of life. Not only did my father indulge in this way of life, but he implied this incredible work ethic that still amazes me today. Lucky for me, he's far removed from that environment, and he focuses this work ethic on basically providing for the family and ensuring that all of us have what we need to be successful. If there was ever a story of a great turnaround, it probably isn't as good as my father's. He went from being a Detroit hustler to serving almost 20 years in the U.S. military. And in the U.S. military, one of the few places that he was stationed was Germany, where he met his first wife, where he adopted my oldest sister, had my middle brother and my middle sister. A couple of years later, he meets my mother, who already had 2 children. And 3 years after that, they have yours truly. Rounding off the Black Brady bunch, if you ask me. I say all of this to say this. If you ask any of the 6 children that my parents raised, they'll tell you that there is no more fair, there is no more loving, there is no more wise, there is no more patient, there is no more ass-whooping father on this planet. He gave the absolute best blueprint for fatherhood and what being a man is. He taught me that there is no romance without finance, but finance should never be the basis for your romance. And he still continues to work day and night to not only provide for our family, but to provide for the community. He funds and operates our family's nonprofit organization, which, if you ask me, is a fix-all for the community. Because if we don't have what you need, we have connections to get you what you need. And despite raising his own 6 children, he took in many more from the community and instilled in them the same love and faith and ideals of family that he instilled in us. There is no better example in my book of what a man looks like. He shows that there is no excuse for not being successful. Of course, in his mind, success is based in having a family full of love, loyalty, and laughter. He went from a Detroit hustler to a suburban family man. And in my opinion, there is no greater example of a man, maybe except Jesus. There is no greater example of a father. And there is no greater example of the potential of a man with God and with the woman who loves him. Let us take from him the ideals of family over everything. Nothing matters. Nothing you do in your profession will matter when you die more than what you did for those who loved you. So let us continue in the way of Mr. Daron Haynesworth and pursue faith, love, and family, because in the end, that's all that matters, right? Thank you for your time.